Good afternoon from me, Tina, the girl in the garden. Oh, goodness, it's been a long day. But I need to get some quick freezer foods done that we can just heat up and go. You know what I mean? So I was going to buy meatballs at the store, the already pre-made ones. I couldn't find anything, a pound of pre-cooked meatballs for under $10.99. And I thought, what am I doing? I have ground beef at home. Why not just go home and make a bunch up? So that's what I'm going to do. Monday munchies. We're going to make munchies today. So on Friday, we can have a snack down. All right. So that's why the bowl is empty. Surprise, surprise. We're going to make meatballs. I did already measure out my breadcrumbs and my seasonings. So I've actually defrosted 4 pounds of hamburger. 2 pounds are basically going to be made the same way. So I'm going to do 2 pounds. All this stuff was doubled. That's why I measured out ahead of time so I wouldn't forget to double it. And then when I bag them and freeze them, a dozen or however many I get from if I get 24, obviously 2 dozen. But anyway, I'm going to half the amount of meatballs when I put them in the bags that I get, and I am going to sorry, let's back up. Once I get them all rolled up, I'm going to bake them. When they cool, I'm going to put half in one bag, half in another, and I'm going to label it sweet and sour meatballs, and the other one is going to be Philly cheesesteak meatballs. We'll see how they turn out and how we end up liking them. But let's get started. Let me get the hamburger out. Oh, and get things going. Yeah, okay. So the first thing is I'm going to dump, and I probably shouldn't do it with one hand. I'll probably drop it and break it. I'm using my grandmother's bowl that my cousin Bobby gave me, actually right before he passed away. Anyway, I'm going to dump this in my bowl, and then I'm going to add my liquids. So I have breadcrumbs, salt, pepper, garlic powder. I think that's it. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, breadcrumbs. I think that's it. I'll put the recipe below. And so now I'm going to add a little bit of milk. My eggs are hiding back there for me. And a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to get this all mixed in together and let it start kind of soaking. And then I'm going to bring my hamburger out. And then that's when I'm going to mix it all together and start rolling meatballs. All right. Hang tough. I'll be back. I forgot to tell you, I'm also adding my eggs. All right, this looks nice and gooey. Time to get the ground beef out and get it mixed in. Alrighty, our ground beef is in the bowl. Now I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of onion and 1/4 of a cup of red and green bell pepper that I've chopped. I chopped both as thinly as I could. I didn't do a great job because I want those flavors to come out in the meatball when we reheat them, right? So that's what I'm hoping to get. So I'm going to start mixing. All right, between the yard guys doing my yard and the dogs barking at them, it got way too noisy. So I went ahead and got these rolled up and put them on the baking sheet. I'm going to bake them at 400 until they're done. Now, sorry, I keep sniffling because of the wind that's outside. The way I did the breadcrumbs today with the milk, I saw that on something and it said that it was to help keep the meatballs moist. It was very difficult to work that into the meat. So I'm not sure I like that way. So the other ones, I'm going to go back to my way. Anyway, so remember, these have onions and bell pepper in them so that we can bake them, freeze them, and when we're ready for a quick food, we can take them out of the freezer. We can, if you have leftover sweet and sour packets from that Chinese food you just brought home. Or if you've got some cheese and some rolls or even some bread, maybe biscuits, I don't know. Anyway, you can make a Philly cheesesteak as well. Let's get these in the oven. Alrighty, here's our finished product. I'm going to put half in a bag and half in the other bag. And stupid fly. I'm actually doing this in the oven thinking they won't go in there because it's kind of warm. Anyway, and then I'm going to label one as sweet and sour and the other as Philly cheesesteak. All right, let's move on to some more meatballs. All right, on to our next two flavorful meatballs. So I just did the seasonings the same as I did in the first two. This one still has onions and bell peppers. This one just has onions. I wished I would have got them all chopped a little bit finer. Now, this one has bell peppers, and I'm also going to add some taco seasoning mix, probably about 3 tablespoons. And this is going to be our fajita flavor profile, I hope, where these will be whatever we want. Okay, stick around because at the end of this, I'm going to show you how I would serve each one. All right, let me get the seasoning in and get these mixed up so we can start rolling up the meatballs. All right, meatballs are mixed up, rolled up, and ready to hit the oven. On that side, my left side, that's the plain flavor profile. This is the fajita flavor profile. Don't let me forget that. All right, let's get them in the oven, and while they're cooking, I'm going to come up with ways to serve each different meatball and show you what I would do. All right, we'll be back. All right, our finished product. Now we're going to taste test. Over here, here's the two that I made yesterday. And with one of them, I don't know that my son wants me touching his meatballs with my fingers. I would just do this. We bought this sticky rice from Costco. It takes 90 seconds in the microwave. And, you know, every time you order Chinese food, you get tons of sweet and sour. So that's the first thing we're going to taste test is the sweet and sour. I'm not going to waste a whole bowl of rice. We're just going to eat the meatball with the sweet and sour. All right, let's see how it goes. All right, our first sweet and sour meatball is being eaten. Let's see what he thinks.
Well, it's hot.
He says it's good, it's hot. He didn't cut it in half. All right, the next one is our Philly cheesesteak profile. And what I've done with that is I've made a little dip out of Cheese Whiz with bell peppers in it. So you want to dip your meatball in the Cheese Whiz. Remember, this is quick and easy for a Friday night appetizer or snack night. And so there's not a whole lot of work here because, we're putting the meatballs in the freezer. We're going to take them out, heat them up.
It's no flavor.
All right, so we got to work on that one a bit more, not much flavor to it. I just mix this. Maybe if we let it sit a little bit longer, it will be okay. All right, let's get some more. All right, on to number 3. This is our fajita-inspired flavor profile. So he can either put some Taco Bell fire, because, right, you get a lot of that if you go to Taco Bell. And then I have a little bit of salsa. Again, something quick and easy. It's canned salsa. If you want to make something, have it ready. However you want to do it. It's just really something quick to do.
Okay.
All right, so that has a little bit more flavor. Let's move on. All right, these meatballs don't have anything extra in them. They're just like I usually make them. But I did make a honey mustard sauce. I don't know if you can see that in there. I just did half honey, half yellow mustard. So we'll let him decide how much sauce he wants on it and let him give it a try.
Okay.
All right, so the one that he didn't care for was the Cheese Whiz one. We never use Cheese Whiz around here. I got it specifically to see if I could make a dip with it. So I'll keep playing with that. Maybe I need to add some stuff to it. Again, something still real simple though. All right, well, it's time to clean up and get to putting all my meatballs in the freezer for one of these Friday nights. Thanks for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Tina, the girl in the garden, with her taste tester son, Kyle, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share. All those great things helps me a great deal. Thank you. Bye.